For the finale then, let's see if we can piece this together. Okay. So, oh, maybe we need another, yeah, let's gather everything together in one page. We've got our limits, we've got our 2, we've established even that the direction of the acceleration is towards the center. We need delta V over delta T. Okay, and the magnitude of delta V is just this r theta, as theta is approaching 0. But A is also approaching 0. No, not A. T is also. T and theta are both approaching 0. Okay. 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 Perfect. All right. Let's try to get it real quick. Our acceleration is delta V over delta T. Oh, and we're going to have the limit. Let's see if I can take. Yeah. Limit as delta T goes to 0. Okay. But we know the magnitude, so we know it points towards the center. So you know the magnitude of delta V is okay, so let's look back real quick. It's going to look like I'm pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Okay. But okay, we've got our tiny little delta V. Okay, and we've got this picture right here. What I actually need to use. What really is that angle theta? That angle theta in the isosceles triangle is just, if we're taking a limit, right? If the limit as theta approaches 0, the sine for the opposite side is just, yeah, so in this limit, both of these are right triangles. So I could use the sine on either one of the isosceles sides. And the limit of sine as theta approaches 0 is just theta itself in radians, right? When angles are super small, then the sides are super large. So we actually have our delta V over V equals theta. Okay. That gives us a different expression because we're trying to take t equals 0 for theta. Okay, and from the first page, we also have this S, our arc length, is r times theta. Okay, so we have, we're going to collect it on our third page. Whoop. So theta is delta V over V, and theta is also theta times r. It's also S over r, our arc length. Okay, and the arc length itself, though, that's just regular speed times time. That's how far it's going over the arc. Okay, so I'm actually going to replace our delta V using this blue one, theta times V over T. Oops, we should make that delta T. t. And we're going to take our delta t. Let's make sure we see what it looks like. Delta t equals r times theta over v. Replace delta t in the denominator with this, and we get, let's really make that's not an r, it's a v. V, and then the denominator, yeah, you thought it was an r, sorry. In the denominator we have r times theta times v again, put that v in the denominator, up there. Okay, now I know it's clumsy to write this, but now we're also taking the limit of theta goes to 0, because that's what happens when delta t goes to 0. So we got rid of our delta t, we replace it with the angle, and as the angle shrinks to 0 and the vectors come together, we end up with this, canceling those thetas. And the same thing in the top and bottom, that's what you need when you have a limit problem with 0 divided by 0. You make sure you have one factor of each and cancel them out. So then we have a, magnitude at least, equals b squared over r. Oh my. Okay, so that is the centripetal acceleration just to move in a circle. We'll call that a sub c. Anything that moves in a circle must be accelerating, pointed towards the center, and it must have the centripetal acceleration v squared over r. V is the speed at which it goes around the circle. Now, if it speeds up and slows down, it also has tangential acceleration. We'll talk about that more in a future lesson. Any questions? Okay. Great. We'll stop the video. I want to help you finish that homework.